Hey Assel, how are you today? Welcome to our next podcast. The topic today is something we get asked a little bit, which is should I do lead generation during a recession? Or how do we think about business development and sales development during a recession or a downturn? And what is your thoughts on that?
Hi, Jen. Great topic, and this is something that we are in middle of as of now. We have been going through this economic downturn for the last 8 months or so, and most of our clients are getting affected by it too. So I think first thing from the lead generation point of view, one thing that we can do is just to understand more of the psychological shift in the market. People, I think, more um, are more inclined towards quick wins rather than investing in the process, which we can debate, whether it's right or wrong. But at the end of the day, this is something that I have noticed and observe. So I would say first thing that we need to do is to understand psychological shift in the market. And second thing that we can do as a business is try to build trust and relationships so that even in critical times such as whatever is going on in 2025, we are in a state where we have enough business and enough opportunities on plate. What do you think of it? What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think it's a really fair point. On understanding mindset because while in many cases there's a contraction, like people get more conservative and they don't want to spend during a recession, in other ways there's huge opportunities that open up, right? There's people still need certain things. They become a little bit more vital. Like
Yeah,
people really need the more essentials. And so in a way, some things sell more during a recession than they're not. And when you look at global recessions, the Great Depression or the wartime period, some businesses really emerge from that really
yeah,
prosperous and really successful. And often what you can discover is that they reacted to the situation in a proactive way. They didn't totally just say, oh, well, we can't trade now. They took up new opportunities. So yeah, really being able to understand the shift and the mindset shift as well. So I think there's different ways you can adapt your offer and even your messaging and understanding your ideal client during a recession. So do you want to talk to that a little bit?
yeah, definitely. So one thing specifically for Cedar that we have done is we revisited and tried to figure out what's our ICP. So there are, like you said, there are some industries which can be recession benefiting industries, I would say, in one way or another. So, or there are some industries which have direct impact on a recession. For example, whatever happened in the start of 2025 with the US government change, they just imposed tariffs on EU and almost every other country, but EU and Canada were the ones that had a direct impact on some of our clients. So, uh, this is something that we studied and quickly changed, and we tried to go after clients or the industries that doesn't really have impact of the tariffs or the recessions. So this is something that can help you in order to sustain in such times. And second thing is offering a cost-effective solution, or going into a cost-effective mode as a company. I'm talking specifically from the operations side, rather than spending more on the data sourcing or experimenting with the different coming AI tools. We started going back to, or we started doing more research on what's the best cost-effective tool that is going to help us in order to get the results for our clients, which helped us reduce our cost and which also helped us long term in retaining the clients because we reduced our pricing. And again, this is not something, it is debatable, but again, as I said, the mindset and the overall psychological shift of the people, you as a business owner, you need to understand that. So I'm coming from that point of view. So the third thing is the messaging itself, that I think you have already touched, that rather than just going with the growth oriented approach, we need to have, like, we changed our language from growth oriented to slightly stability oriented. Again, the reason being is just to give them a sense of trust and sense of reduced risk, which can help us retain clients and build more opportunities. Would you like to add anything on it, Jen?
Yeah, I think you're hitting it like on the, right where it's important. It's about knowing what's important and reducing risk for other people. One thing I would say is storytelling and engagement with your audience around like this shared experience is also a really kind of proactive way. So, for example, hey, we're all going through a pandemic, or hey, we're all going through an economic downturn. We're kind of here for you. And because of that, we've got this innovation, or we've got this reduction for you to help you achieve your goals. So ultimately, as business providers, we're not trying to persuade people to just give us money. We're there to provide a service and create value in exchange for money. So in an economic downturn, people are hurting and they need value and they need the services. So talk to them as though they're people and provide that service, but also use the unique opportunity for like engagement with them and building a relationship as though we're on the same team. And you can do the same with, say, education or value building. Use your content strategically, I guess, to kind of give extra guidance, extra support. And this can just help nurturing those relationships to help them kind of engage and team up with you to build a solution, but also to trust you. And so long term, after the problems have subsided and maybe we go back to an economic upturn, there's a deep loyalty and a deep relationship with them because you were there when, their business was struggling.
Awesome.
So
So,
do you have a real life example of this at work for Sado?
yes, I have a real life example, Jen, and I have a question for you. I'll just go through really quickly what we did for Seder, and then I'm going to ask you the question that I have. So, like, as I said earlier in the podcast, we revisited the ICP and we tried to identify industries that have had almost zero or very less effect of the ongoing policies and the economic downturn. And we tried to came up with the offer which resonates with them and which has reduced risk, more like a guaranteed structure to win business. So we reached out to a lot of different family offices and VC firms, especially in that space, and we came up with the new offer where we are charging them a certain maintenance fee, and then we are charging them call per lead. This is something that we never did in the past, and once we came up with this offer, we had it's been a pretty successful campaign. We are seeing a lot of positive inquiries. We are closing business, and it is something which reassures that by changing the ICP and all the things that we have discussed so far, it resonates with people and it helps you with the unique opportunity. That being said, I have one question for you, Jen, because you already said about being proactive in certain times. So my question would be, why proactive thinking is essential rather than reactive thinking?
Well, I think proactive is always creating, and reactive is always just kind of responding. So it's important to react, but not to only react. Like being proactive means, okay, the economic climate is declining. Let's respond this way. Let's create something new. Let's look for new opportunities. Oh, there's a tariff. Okay, I've lost a whole client base over here, but maybe I can focus on this client base over here. I think being proactive in every area of your life is important because it means you're not flattened by a change. You can just adjust and change, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, particularly as business owners, we're all about value creation. And the more value we create, the more, clients we get, the more case studies we get, the longer track record we have, obviously the more money we get, all of these things. So I think being proactive is essential in all of this. I think that's it. So any other final points before we wrap up?
Yeah, I would say just be more innovative overall. And 2025 have been a tough year so far, but at the same time, a lot of people, it has opened a lot of new opportunities. And like you said, if we are not going to capitalize on it, someone else is going to.
Yeah, so I would just say, have a lean operation, think proactively, look for the new opportunities, talk to your market, continue to build a relationship with them, create new offers. All of these things will help you through an economic downturn. Great, thanks for your input. So I'll see you in the next podcast.
Thanks, Jen. Thank you. See you.